win a game being down 15 late in the game.
SA?
Well, listen, here's the deal, y'all. Let me try to explain. I'm going to try to explain this one more time because, I mean, the Twins, and you ain't listening to me enough, okay? Here's the deal, fellas, all right?
We ain't listening, but we hear you.
Haliburton, you got 5 for 5 in the last 15 seconds. This is what they say here. 5 for 5 on shots within the final 15 seconds of regulation or overtime this postseason with the chance to tie the game or take the lead, while the rest of the NBA is 4 of 26 on such shots this postseason, all right? Shots this postseason within the last 5 seconds of regulation or overtime with the chance to tie the game or take the lead. Haliburton is 4 for 4. The rest of the league is 3 for 16. We know what he is doing. We know what he's doing in clutch moments. I'm saying to y'all, I watched the entire 48 minutes. I'm certainly not implying that y'all don't, but I'm just saying that when I judge and I think about a superstar, I'm thinking about the number one option on a night-in, night-out basis that's having to carry a certain load that others don't normally carry. When you think about a KD, when you think about a LeBron, when you think about a Steph Curry, the obligations that fall on their shoulders and the night-in, night-out level of production that they exhibit comes into play.
Like, take me through it as a player, as a team, when you're down in that kind of moment with the stakes this high to still believe and still get the job done.
I mean, in the playoffs on the road, it's nearly impossible. So they're defeating the odds anyway. But they've done it in the Garden, in the Mecca. They've done it on a bigger stage. I mean, OKC, don't get me wrong, they have a lot of fans. They have a hard place to play at home. But in the Garden, they've done this already over and over and over. In home, Cleveland. They've done this thing over and over, so it's not nothing new to them.
I'll do y'all a favor. I'll give Haliburton some love on this level, just to remind everybody why this conversation is valid when it comes to him. This postseason alone, he sent home Giannis Antetokounmpo. He sent home Donovan Mitchell. He sent home Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. And last night, even though Shea Butter was that dude, he closed against Shea Butter. And they up 1-0 in this series. And all of us are incredibly thankful from a television perspective, covering the NBA Finals. The odds stacked so heavily against Indiana that you were praying that OKC didn't win game one by convincing fashion, because you knew the audience would just lose all hope that this was going to be a series. And because of what Haliburton did, because of what Indiana did, we now have ourselves a series. We look at Indiana and we think beyond Marcus, and we know they can win this series.
So is that your answer to the question, that Haliburton's the biggest reason for the Pacers' comeback?
No. That wasn't my answer. He's not the biggest reason for their comeback last night.
Well, that was the question. That's what
they were asking me about the superstar, so I was just giving them some love. That's all. That's all, Mom.
No. Okay, you want to answer that question, though? What would you say is the biggest reason for their comeback?
Well, listen. The biggest reason for their comeback, first of all, they stopped turning the damn ball over. How about that? Let's start there.
True.
19 turnovers in the first half. They looked like an AAU squad. I couldn't believe it. I was like,